It's always a great day when you get a brand new figure in, especially when it's a figure you've been waiting months and months for, maybe even years. When it comes to Dragon Ball Z figures and S.H.Figuarts, I'm always excited to get that next release. And here it is. Guys, this is EvaRyan94 bringing you another action figure review. Today we're looking at the Bandai Tamashii Nations S.H.Figuarts Majin BUU. Now it says Majin BUU on the box, but it's actually Super BUU. Now, I call him Super BUU. I've always known him as Super BUU, but people are calling him Evil BUU. That's how he's being listed on some of the pre-order sites, as Evil BUU. But to me, Evil BUU is the skinny gray version that comes out of the Fat BUU. This one, to be exact, this is Evil BUU to me. This is what Evil BUU has always been. When somebody says Evil BUU, this is what comes to mind. So to me, this will always be Evil BUU. This will always be Super BUU. Just getting that out the way. So of course it's our standard box for S.H.Figuarts, Dragon Ball Z. On the back we get some various poses of the figure, and that's about it. Guys, if you guys want to pick up your Super BUU, you can do so at acesgeeks.com. He has the Japanese versions. I don't know if he's sold out yet, but he does have the Japanese versions in stock, and this is why I have it already. Early, as some may say, because it comes out a month early in Japan. But Alex from Ageless Geeks does get the Japanese version as well as the US version, so check him out. So Bandai Tamashii did their damn thing on this one. Standing at around 8 to 9 inches tall. It's in between there if you look at the very top of his head, including the little loop on there. He definitely stands a little taller than 8 inches with that included. With just the head only, it's a little under 8 inches tall. So they definitely got the scale right, and we're going to check that out once we get to Gohan next to him. And he comes with a lot of accessories, and the best thing about this is he's just a regular release. Not that it really matters though, because he is distributed by BUU, so that makes the price stay the same. Once it hits the US, it's not overly priced like some of the other S.H.Figuarts that are not distributed by BUU. So we get two open calm hands attached to the figure packed in. And then our swappable hands include a pair of fists, a right hand that points, and then a left hand that kind of points, but his fingers a little curled up there. And then lastly, we have a pair of open hands, completely open like he's blasting somebody away. And if you thought those were cool, wait till we see the faces packed in. We get this very expressive face. We have him evilly smiling. That's a word. Smiling very evilly. Whatever. A very evil smile. But it looks great. Looks amazing. Very nice job. I have it tilted there, but you can move it around, of course. And speaking of being expressive, look at this face. This is wonderful. Very nicely done. We have a very upset, very angry Super BUU here, with the veins popping on his forehead. The mouth huge, wide open, looking nice. Nicely done. That is amazing. And of course we have a regular neutral face. Still looks upset, but his mouth is not open at all in this one, and that looks good. Amazing. I could not have asked for any more faces. Honestly, this is it. We got one with his mouth closed, one with him smiling, and one with him super pissed. But wait, there's more. We have a Fat BUU head. And no, this is not for Super BUU. Of course, this is for your Fat BUU. So we get an extra head for your Fat BUU. So if you did buy Fat BUU, you can snap this onto that figure, and he comes with an effect piece for his head, where the effect goes on the top right here, and he is shooting a beam out of it. Very nicely done. This is amazing. One thing I did notice is they made this part a separate piece, unlike the actual Majin BUU figure. Those were just blended together. You'll see that in a second once I attach this on the figure. But I just noted that. Can you put it on Super BUU? Yeah. So checking out his articulation, we have the head that can swivel left and right. We have very tight joints on the figure, which is always great too. So 360 degrees on the head, left and right. You can look up a lot, and the neck does articulate to help that move up. And you see the gap there, so if you extend it too much, you'll see a gap. But you can kind of put it down and then hold that down and then try to push his head up without having a gap there. That's how he looks up, and that still looks good. Looking down, you're going to need the neck to help him out here, so the neck's going to allow him to look low or look down on his enemies, and that looks great. Very nice. And of course the neck will move and swivel around. The arm will move forward. Little tight. There it is. Moves forward and back. There is a in and out motion here, so you can extend his arms completely out. And you probably already saw it, but he's got these massive butterfly joints here, so you can extend his arms even further. That is great. You will get a huge gap though on the back if you look at him from the back side, so keep that in mind. But there is a huge range here, one of the deepest butterfly joints I've seen for sure. And then we have a bicep swivel on the arm, double jointed elbows, swivel at the wrist with a hinge. It's a ball joint, not a hinge, but you can still hinge the hand. It's a ball joint, so you can move around all over the place. We get a little swivel at the forearm here, so that's cool. Diaphragm, we have a diaphragm joint, of course, swivels left and right, goes back and forward. Then we have another one down here, which is kind of like a waist swivel, but it's at the abdominal area. So it's almost like another diaphragm joint. Really, not really, I don't know. But there's not really a waist cut. You can't even see it. There it is. I'm not even in the frame. Sorry, guys. Right here, there's not a cut. So we have the cut up here. So you can swivel it there. You can swivel it up here. Move it all around. Now, you can't really extend him back too much. He can bend forward more so than back. So keep that in mind, but of course he can swivel just fine. The legs, I mean, this is an all-new sculpt. I always love seeing this. Of course, you haven't seen this at all with any other character. A lot of people were guessing that maybe they're going to use the Android 21 sculpt for this, but no, not at all, not even close. We have an all-new sculpt here. Look at this, beautifully done with the new 2.0 articulation. The legs will kick forward very high, very long, and very nice. Honestly, that's great. Then we can get almost a full split here. It's a good range. And then we have the thigh swivels right here, so you can swivel it left and right. And then we have the knee joints. So that bends very nicely too. And doesn't look so horrible here at the bend. Going to the ankles, we have a... this thing is just a ball joint. Yeah, it is just a ball joint, but you can still hinge it about that far and back. Then you can pivot it, and then a swivel, and then there's a toe hinge right there at the toe. So going on to the height comparisons. That's not too bad, isn't it? So looking at the picture here from the actual anime, we have Gohan's head around his chest area. So that is pretty accurate. It's almost like they looked at this picture, exact picture, and scaled them to this Gohan. And you can see that it's pretty darn accurate. So they did a great job scaling this Super BUU for sure. Now in this picture, he's got a smiling, closed mouth face. We don't get that with the figure, so you can't 100% recreate the scene, but you can get very close to it. And at this point, if you passed up on this Gohan, you might be out of luck, because that price is probably going to skyrocket now because of this Super BUU. Now, I still feel like we could get a 2.0 version of this Gohan eventually. Hopefully, maybe not, who knows. But this Gohan is still great, even though it's using the old body mold. It's still a great Gohan, man. I remember when this Gohan was going for like $30, $26 clearance on Amazon. And yeah, those were the days. There he is next to the Fat BUU and the Great Saiyaman, still taller than both of them. Majin BUU being really, really big, this figure on the right, the Fat BUU version. But he doesn't have the height for sure. And look how tiny the Great Saiyaman looks next to him. But how does he stack up next to our current tallest figure in our collection of S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball Z? Well, there you go. He still is not taller than Broly. Broly still is #1 in the height competition here because of his hair, of course. Now looking at their foreheads, looking at their heads, not the hair of Broly, I still think maybe Broly has some height to it. Maybe they're even I don't know. It's hard to say because if you look at their shoulders, obviously Broly's shoulders are standing taller than the shoulders of Majin BUU here. But definitely the Broly figure still wins in terms of height. Once again, the Saiyan gets dwarfed by Super BUU. This is the Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku figure, in case you guys were wondering. And even smaller or shorter than Goku, we have Vegeta here, standing around the midsection of Super BUU here. So here's Fat BUU's head. This is the head that comes with our normal Fat BUU. And this is the new one we just got. So this is what I was referring to right here. See how it blends in? This is actually part of this head. And this is not. This is a separate piece. Just something I noticed. Not a big deal. But I wonder why they couldn't make that one piece. That's weird. And there's a quick look at the Fat BUU with the new head and the effect on it. So I'm always a big fan of this type of stuff. They don't do it often. but when they do, it's awesome. I think the only time they only did it was with Android 18 coming with a Krillin head, which was the Krillin head where Android 18 kisses him. So that was nice. You know, you had to buy Android 18 to get that face to make that scene. This doesn't really make a specific iconic scene like that, but it's still cool. You know, if they were to give us another Super Buu head, let's say if they make Babidi or something like that, or they make Evo Buu, that'd be cool. Or Kid Buu, they give us another Super Buu head. Anything. They could give us a Goku head. They could give us, you know, stuff like that's always cool. And I appreciate you guys tuning in to my review of the S.H.Figuarts Super Buu figure by Bandai Tamashii Nations. Hope you guys enjoyed my review. Leave a like if you did. Leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And as always, have a great day. Bye.
So, Hotshot, you want to fight Majin Buu?
Fight you? No, I want to kill you.